Hello Internet, this video is part of the home remodel playlist on Scott's Garage. About 10 months ago, we moved into a home that my elderly parents have been living in. We bought the house from them a while back, but for the last 10 months we have been remodeling room by room. And this video is the second video on the master bathroom. It's also on the first time playlist. I've done a lot of different remodeling, but I've never remodeled a bathroom. And the first video I asked for your input on what you would do. Now, my wife and I have decided to go with a curbless shower, a zero entrance shower. Now, there are several options for this, and we have chosen to use the Schluter shower kit. And in this video, I'll be prepping the floor, actually cutting out the subfloor in preparation for the Schluter pan. Keep watching. So if you saw the first video on the bathroom remodel, you know that there had been a walk-in tub in this bathroom. My elderly parents lived here before we did. They spent a lot of money on getting a walk-in tub put in, and having taken the tub out, I am really shocked at how shoddy their work was. They just did a really crappy job. For one thing, the blue drywall is supposed to be more moisture resistant, so can I get that? But they didn't even try to mud it in and stuff. Also, the drywall that the bathroom came with is 5/8. This is 1/2 inch. To bridge the gap, they just used caulking like this. Again, huge gaps. Just did a horrible job. Also, there were places where there wasn't any of the blue board at all. But what I'm upset about the most is right down here. So in the crawl space, there are engineered floor joists, and they just cut it off. The I-beam, the top part of the beam, just hacked the heck out of it. And you're not supposed to do that. That's just wrong. So I'm gonna have to do some repair work there. But in this video, again, I'm going to be basically cutting out very carefully the 3/4 inch plywood, and then I'll be lowering it and placing it in between the engineered floor joists to prep it again for the Schluter pan system. So there are various sizes for the Schluter pan, and the dimensions of this shower are going to be basically 60 inches from that stud to that stud, so 60 inches wide, and then it will be 32 3/4 inches from the wall stud there all the way to the end of this stud right here. And what I've already done is I put a straight edge down there to mark the 32 3/4. And I'll be using my Wen track saw and the guide here to make as straight a cut as possible. I won't be all the way to the end, but I can go most of the way, and then I'll simply take a Sawzall to cut it the rest of the way. As you can see, I have half the floor opened up here, a couple of I-beams exposed. I thought now would be a good time to show you my solution to this chopped up I-beam here. So I'm using 2x4s, and the first 2x4 here is about 40 inches, and I cut a section out of it that's 1.5 inches deep and then 3/4 inch this way. And it will basically fit on the inside of this I-beam. It'll butt up underneath, and it'll extend this so this top edge here will be right here, so that the shower tray is something firm all the way across. But it's also going to reinforce the I-beam, and I'm going to both glue it and screw it on this back side. And then I'll sandwich it with this 2x4 that's 48 inches long. And this has a wedge cut out that's 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch. And it's on purpose. You'll see in a few minutes that that'll go on this inside of the I-beam, base on top. And then I'll be using 3/4 inch plywood. So basically this whole area here will be flush. It's below, about an inch below this top surface, and that's where the pan is going to sit. So I thought I had a time lapse going. I forgot to hit record on my camera. So let me show you what I got here. So I have put those 2x4s that have the 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch notch cut out of each one on each side of the engineered rafters, and they're sandwiched together. So it drops down here by 3/4 of an inch. And you can see again, the one that I fixed over there, or strengthened, hopefully. And the far left one, I've already put the board in place. I had to go underneath in the crawl space because the floor joist actually goes on the other side of this wall. I can only get it from the back side. But what I'll show you here, hopefully I'll get my time lapse to work on this one, is I'm going to put some glue, some wood glue along here, and then take each of these boards, and I've already done this. I can get them in place, they drop down, and then I have some really good tape, and I can pull it back, and it actually will go underneath this part about 6 inches or so, and therefore the seam here, there's still going to be a lot of support underneath. And I am using OSB. It is 3/4 of an inch, and I know it's OSB. A lot of people hate it, but I did seal it. Now the Schluter pan is waterproof, and if there are water leaks, I have a bigger problem than the OSB. But I did seal it, and hopefully that will help with any moisture that might be in there, and hopefully there won't be any moisture. So let's get these boards in place. So obviously it looks a lot different than the previous shot. I thought I was recording, and I didn't hit record. So one of the things that I found in my research is that it's really important that the base here be perfectly level in every direction. And as I put this level on the MFD, that was sandwiched between the rafters, it just was not level. So I purchased some self-leveling concrete. I had to mix up a couple different batches and pour it in there, just a skim coat, and to level it out. And it is perfectly level now in all directions. So I'm very pleased with that. And the next step now for me is to figure out an accurate way to cut the Schluter shower pan. All right, here's what I came up with to correctly measure the Schluter pan to mark it to cut it. I learned this years ago when I did my own concrete countertops. And you would assume that walls are square, but many times they're not. And so this will help me determine if these walls are square or not. So some furring strips and a hot glue gun, you put the strips in place and you glue them together so you get the exact dimensions. I marked that south there, and I'll use this as a template. I'll mark it. I think I'll use my table saw. Okay, it's time to see how it fits, and if it fits. All right, there we go. It fits like a glove. So what I'll be doing next is pulling it up and preparing the thin set and gluing this in place. Well, voila, there it is. The Schluter Kerdi Curbless shower pan cemented in place. Say that 10 times, and the drain as well. And this will end it for this video. The next video, I'll be putting up the Kerdi walls and a niche that fits up here. But that's it for this video. If you got any value at all from this video, please give me a like. It costs you nothing, but is of great value to me. And as usual, have a great day.